Joe Bishop here, Bishop Backwoods Survival. Today I made some sausage, chicken, and shrimp gumbo. Made a big pot of it. I've been craving it. Had some the other day at a restaurant, and one of my favorite meals is gumbo. We actually serve it over egg salad, or not egg salad, but potato salad. And we just boil some potatoes up. Add a little bit, when it gets tender, we add a little bit of mayonnaise and salt and pepper, and some cut up boiled eggs, and salt and pepper to taste. And we're taking mix it all up, put it in the refrigerator and let it cool down. And you serve hot gumbo over top of cold potato salad. If you ain't never had it, you gotta try it. But this here has green bell peppers, celery, onion, sausage, chicken, and shrimp in it. And what I do is I take a cup of olive oil and put in this cast iron skillet and get it hot. Not too hot. I put it on low and let it heat up. And then I take about 3/4 cup of regular flour and mix in with it, and you keep stirring 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 it. And that makes this, the roux that you make is a light roux, not a dark roux. And after it gets hot, I start adding chicken broth to it and start stirring it in. You keep stirring it with a whisk, and you keep adding until it thins it out a little bit. And then I take my green bell peppers and cut them up kind of small. You can see they're not real chunky. And I cut my celery up and I cut my onions up. I put in that cast iron frying pan with a little bit of butter. I sit there and I start cooking it down, and as it's getting cooked down, I cut up my sausage. I don't cut it up too thick. Cut it kind of thin like that. And then I add my sausage to the bell peppers and stuff, and as it's cooking, getting nice and heated up, I take and swap everything over to this pan. And then I take and start pulling my chicken. I get a rotisserie chicken from Walmart, the original rotisserie chicken, and I pull some of the thigh meat and some of the breast meat out. That way I got dark and white meat in there. And I add it to my roux with the rest of the stuff and let it start cooking real good. And the thing is, you want to keep stirring it, because if you don't want it burning, and you don't want it turning black. So, you know, if you burn your gumbo, it don't taste real good, like any other thing. So, and as it's just before you get done, you take your raw shrimp. Shrimp don't need a long time to cook. And when it starts turning, you put it in, and when your shrimp start turning orange, you take it off the heat. Because if you ever cook, you know, a lot of people say, I don't like shrimp, it's too rubbery. It's because they ain't been cooked right. You don't need a lot of heat for your shrimp. So you just before it gets done, you put it in there, and when they start turning, you take it and turn the heat off, and you put your lid on it, and just keep the heat in, and it cooks the shrimp. You see that one there? That's cooked perfect, not rubbery. And I'm going to make some cornbread too to go along with it. And that's a couple of meals right there. And the good thing about gumbo is it freezes really well, so whatever we don't eat, we can freeze it, and then, you know, if I'm home by myself or whatever and I want some, I can sit there and cook it. And that Weber's rotisserie garlic and herb, I use that in just about everything. I just Recently bought that and it's almost gone already. So I'm Joe Bishop, Bishop Backwoods Survival. This is my gumbo, and I wish you could smell it or even taste it, but I didn't put no okra in it. Sometimes I put okra in it. And the thing about okra is you want to boil okra. If you put okra in it, okra thickens it. And if you take and boil it, say I cut up my okra and I just put it into my gumbo and let it cook in, it get kind of slimy because that's what okra does. If you take okra and boil it first and drain the water and then boil a little bit more and drain that water, you'll take all that slime out of it. You can put it into your gumbo, but I didn't put no okra in it. I just the ingredients I said before. Don't take long to make. I mean, probably maybe 20 minutes at making this thing, and it's been, or just had the lid on it, keeping the heat in. Gonna eat it for supper tonight because longer. I don't know if people notice this, but like if you take and make say spaghetti or gumbo or anything, chicken and rice, and you take and you put it in the refrigerator and let it get cold, all of them spices and stuff soak up into the meats and the vegetables and into the broth, and then when you reheat it, it actually tastes better. So I'm letting this slowly cool down. You still see it's hot. Had that lid on it. If you can see the steam come out, there you go. Let it cool down, and then I'll reheat it back up. It'll have more flavor to it. You're getting all the garlics and the different vegetables and the peppers and the onions and the celery into it. So I'm Joe Bishop, Bishop Backwoods Survival, and that's my cooking tip of the day. Y'all have a good day.